Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Tuesday. It is February 3rd, 2026. Still coming to you from Mexico. And tomorrow I'll be doing the same thing. So I don't leave till tomorrow. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Remember, you can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Coming to you talking about what's going on with all of the wonderful things in mortgage rates and pricing and the markets and all that good stuff. So if you're here this morning, say good morning, my friends. We got Mr. Randy Teakle here. Good morning, sir. Giddy up. Rob Stewart. Buenos dias, amigo. Michael Scott Love, good morning. Good morning. So, anyway, if you're here this morning, say good morning. If you're watching the replay, don't forget, give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Don't forget, smash that like button. Maybe throw an extra comment down there. It always helps with the algorithm and all that good stuff, so more people get to see the show. There's everybody getting in. We'll give everybody a second to kind of get in and say good morning before we get into the deep stuff. Allison Foy, good morning. Hope you are doing well today. Yasmin Martin, good morning. Great to see you. A little dry this morning out here, but let me share the view with you while we wait and give everybody a chance to come in. There you go. Take a look at that. That's it. There it is. It's not a bad view, right? Nice ocean view. Very cool. So far, we've seen whales, and in fact, I think I see one now. And saw a tortoise, a sea turtle, lay eggs on the beach. Totally unexpected. So, Ron Siegel says today we celebrate National Carrot Cake Day. I got a tough time getting behind it. Is it? Let me know in the comments. Carrot cake. Is it thumbs up or thumbs down for carrot cake? Thumbs up or thumbs down? How do you take a vegetable like a carrot and turn it into something cakey, like carrot cake? A lot of sugar. So, good morning, Megan Sell, Vicky Sweeney, Nicole Samarad. It does not suck. Nope, that definitely doesn't suck. Deb Dickinson. All right, so I'm going to get into it. Let's go ahead and get started. I will jump over to the screens. Let's go ahead. Let's start out by taking a look at the technicals. I'll show you what we got going on this morning. Let me refresh the dashboard here. Mortgage bonds currently up 1 basis point, 99.76. Nothing amazing, but better than a kick in the face. But you can see here, after moving up the last couple of weeks, then we kind of have drifted back down. Yesterday was a big down day. You see that right here, that candlestick, this red candlestick, and you can see that we're looking for support. Remember, down is bad on this side of the charts. We want to see mortgage bonds go up. That would put a smile on our face. However, they are going down. This red line right here is the 50-day moving average. That arguably should give us some technical support after seeing mortgage bonds end the day there, but it doesn't look like it's holding very much. We're already a little bit below that. Let's take a look and see today where that is. It is at 99.78, so we're right there. It's not too far yet. Falling below that, though, you get to the green line. Could be right here. That's going to be the 100-day moving average. That's at 99.65. So we do have some technical support that could kind of give us a little bit of a bounce. And depending on how the jobs data comes in, we may see a little bit of a bounce this week if that data comes in weak. But there's no guarantee that data is going to come in weak. So that's kind of where we're at there. Take a look at the 10-year Treasury yield. This is not really a happy thought. We're back up close to 4.30, 4.29 at the moment. You can see here, this was our peak the other day, and this is where we are right now. So let's see, that was, when was that? That was back on Tuesday, January 20th. So 2 weeks ago, and we are right back to that level. So going back farther than that, you can see if we go back 6 months, September, we were in the 4.30s. Hopefully, we don't stay up that way and it comes back down. But remember, there is a tightening of the spread, as we call it, between where mortgage backed securities are at, where that 10-year treasury yield is at. And that's why pricing has actually been a little bit better than what we would normally see. So let's go ahead and hit it on talk about rate sheets today. Looking at rate sheets, there again, very, very little actual movement. Rates themselves very stable, just seeing small moves in pricing. We are creeping back up to this kind of 6.20, 6.21-ish area. Yesterday it was 6.17. Today it should be very similar, maybe a little bit worse depending on your lenders, but should be very similar to that. Not likely to see much of a change. There's no economic data on the calendar today. There's really nothing to talk about or worry about. Tomorrow we get the JOLTS data. But that'll come later. So, and a quick recap yesterday after we had our live was this ISM manufacturing data came in stronger than expected, and bonds did not like that. That was one of the reasons that we saw the losses that we saw yesterday, kind of right after the live as things got a little bit worse. You can see that right here. That was the ISM manufacturing data that came out at 10 a.m. See that? It was like, boom, it just kind of brought us down. And it looked like things were going to be pretty solid. And then we went down and basically ended the day a little bit worse than when pricing came out. A little bit worse than when pricing came out this morning. And I don't know if you guys are, I think you've seen it. Okay. This morning, you can see we're actually a little bit below where we were when pricing came out yesterday. So when you're down that little bit, that's generally means you're going to see rate sheets that are a little bit worse, but not too much. Otherwise, other headlines, there's really nothing else going on to kind of talk about. Reprice risk on the day, it remains moderate. We could continue to see bonds kind of lose some ground. There's not a reason to see them hold steady. So, but it's also not likely that they're going to go on any big sell-off. So reprice risk is moderate. Lenders, I don't think you have to worry too much. You can start the day cautiously floating. Lock advice really hasn't changed. I've been in that stance where I would lock anything closing near term, but loans that have time, there's not as much urgency. However, if you have something closing second half of February and you want to lock it, there's no reason not to. We've got Friday's jobs data. That's going to be the closest to a rate mover that we have. And if that data comes in showing softening in the labor market, it could help rate sheets a little bit. But if it doesn't, you're going to see rate sheets start to lose some ground. And we shouldn't see big moves. We haven't seen really big moves from the jobs data in quite a while. Things have really stabilized. It could be the purchases of mortgage-backed securities going on behind the scenes. I don't know. But things are definitely stable. The shutdown effects. How do did it not get signed? Government shutdown. Let's take a look here. I'm looking on this to see. I was going to say, I don't think we have to worry about a shutdown. Randy is kind of where I'm at. Randy said, please explain the shutdown effects. Tom said he heard this morning there will be no jobs report or JOLTS this week. Where did you hear that? Let's go to the BLS website. Jobs data release dates. If there's a government shutdown, you would argue that there wouldn't be, but otherwise, is it still on the board here for February 6th? It is. It's still here. Let me show you my screen so that you guys can see what I see. I don't know what news source is sharing that information, Tom, but taking a look here, according to their BLS website and release calendar, we're still looking at February 6th. Now, the argument would be if we have a government shutdown, then you wouldn't see the release of data. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Will a partial government shutdown affect tax refunds? Will the House vote Tuesday to end the government shutdown? Trump demands no changes to House funding bill. Government shutdown nears. Did we shut down this morning? I don't see anything about shutting down. So news. Let's just see. It just it's all the same rigmarole. They had pushed through, so I don't see anything on any of the headlines that talked about a government shutdown. I mean, that should be front and center on Wall Street Journal or things like that. I don't see it, so I think that shows behind the scenes that they're looking at it'll get done. We won't see an actual shutdown, but we'll see. We'll have to see where that goes. Anyway, where am I? There we are. Nope. Yep, there it is. Okay, so Bloomberg reported yesterday they won't release jobs report. Tammy said, you know what? I'll have to. I missed that. Well, granted, I'm here, so I'm not paying as much attention as usual. Ron said news of data delay has been all over the news. It's been removed from MBS Live as well. Okay, well, thank y'all for sharing amongst each other because I missed that one. Let me take a look at at MBS Live to see that. Boy, let's see, economic calendar. Yeah, he did take it off. I'm curious on that. I really am. I'd like to find out. You know, they still have it on their website, which it's a partial shutdown. Okay, so CNBC, CNN, Bloomberg, all saying report. All right, CNBC.com. There you go. It's funny though because I would have thought this morning when I was flipping around on the stuff I would have seen that. So I did not. So thank you guys for bringing that up. We shut down on the release calendar might not be updated due to the shutdown. We shut down on Saturday. Oh, because February 1st with the partial. So that's it. Well, thank y'all. Thank you guys for, again, clarifying for me. Possibly affecting flood insurance policies. Yeah, that's always the one that gets in. Some USDA stuff usually get. And what did it say as far as the what did it say as far as the IRS stuff? The Internal Revenue Service said on Monday it would continue operations as normal during the shutdown. So hopefully it doesn't affect the tax transcripts. Hopefully that works out well. They sent a message at 4:15 yesterday. I'll admit it, I was in the pool with drinks, so I'll take a look. But yeah, I saw that you sent that to me, Ron, about them. I could argue about that one as well. Just because they're registered Democrats doesn't mean that what they do is political. A lot of people that get into academia end up being, Democrats and a left lean, and a lot of the government is Democrats. So, but anyway, all right, y'all. Well, that's it. So with the new information, then there's really not any expectation to see much movement at all, just like we would be. And I would be in that same boat. But the data will come out. I think this whole shutdown thing will get cleared out pretty quick. So yeah, exactly, Tammy. Thank you. So, all right, I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow, and maybe I'll have my stuff together. I'll do a little more research by then. I'll have to get up a little bit earlier. So, all right, take care, everybody. Thanks again. Bye-bye.